Hi, I am Ram Gopal from presentationprocess.com. In this video, you will learn how to create this beautiful PowerPoint motion graphic animation. It helps you to visualize your process diagrams quite nicely. It captivates your audience's attention. It's quite easy to create, and I will show you how to do this from scratch in this video. The best part about this diagram is it is totally scalable, which means you can create this diagram for not just a 3-stage process, but also for 4-stage, 5-stage, and 6-stage process like the one that you see here. It's a very interesting animation, and I'll show you how to create this from scratch. But before that, a quick shout out for our most popular product. If you are a busy professional who wants to create stunning PowerPoint slides, consider getting our comprehensive all-in-one PowerPoint bundle, which is a collection of more than 4,200 professionally animated PowerPoint templates to make your presentations beautiful and engaging. Link is in the description box below this video. Let us create the diagram. Here I am on a new slide. The first step is to create the spinning gear animation. Let us go to Home, go to Auto Shapes Gallery. From Stars and Banners, pick up this tool called as Star 32 Points. Hold the Shift button down and draw the diagram. Click and drag this yellow adjustment handle so that we can extend these ridges. Then let us go to Auto Shapes Gallery once again. From Basic Shapes, pick up the Oval tool, hold the Shift button down and draw a circle like so. Then place the circle on the previous graphic. Select both of them, go to Shape Format, Merge Shapes and say Shape Intersect. That creates this nice gear shape. Now once again, go to Auto Shapes Gallery, pick up the Oval tool, hold the Shift button down, draw a circle like so, place this right in the center, then select the outer shape, hold the Shift button down and select the inner shape, go to Shape Format, Merge Shapes and say Shape Subtract. Now you have the gear diagram. Go to Shape Fill, give this light gray color, go to Shape Outline, say No Outline, let us animate it to spin continuously. Go to Animations, Animation Pane, then add spin animation, which is under emphasis, go to spin, and this is how the spin happens. Now we need this to repeat until end of slide. So go to animation event, click on the drop down menu, go to effect options, go to timing and say repeat until end of slide by clicking on this, and go to until end of slide and say OK. Now this keeps repeating till end of slide. Now let us resize this, hold the Shift button down, click and drag from the corner. Now we are going to place this on one side like this. Now let us make a copy of this by selecting this and by pressing Ctrl D, which is the shortcut for duplicate, and then place it so that it is in the same line like this. And then let us have a belt that connects both these spinning wheels. So go to Home, go to Auto Shapes Gallery. From rectangles, let us pick up this one called as Rounded Rectangle, and then draw a rounded rectangle like this. And then click and drag this yellow handle so you can have full curvature on both the sides. And then we can place it like so. Then let us go to Shape Fill, No Fill, go to Shape Outline, Dark Colored Outline, go to Shape Outline again, increase the weight, and then go to Shape Outline again, and then go to Dashes and choose this one called as Round Dot. Now we need to have this vibrating. So go to Animations, go to Emphasis Animation, and the effect we want is pulse, and this is how the pulse happens. Now you're not able to see it properly. That is because the duration is way too much. So let us go to the duration and say it has to be 0.1 second. So that is the speed with which it needs to vibrate, and it needs to keep vibrating till end of slide. So go to the drop down menu, Effect Options, go to Timing, repeat and say until end of slide and say OK. Now we need to have all of these happening with previous. Let us label this as process 1. So let us pick up the text box tool from Auto Shapes Gallery, call this process 1, and then let us use a thicker font like 2cen MT condensed extra bold and place this over here. If you want, you can increase the size. Now we have our process 1 represented. When I go to slideshow, take a look at how process 1 is represented with this nice looking animated belt. Now I'm going to hit Escape button. I need to make 2 more copies of this to represent process 2 and 3. So I'm going to click and drag across to select everything, press Ctrl D, which is the shortcut for duplicate, And then place the second process right below the first one. You can see we have the smart guide that tells that this is the right alignment. So you can see that these two are aligned properly. So this is process 2. Now hit Ctrl D again. You can see that the same distance and the distribution is maintained. Now we can call this process 2 and we can call this process 3. And let us have a bin at the bottom that will represent the end point. For that, go to Auto Shapes Gallery. From Basic Shapes, let us pick up this one called as Trapezoid tool. Draw a bin shape like this. Go to Shape Fill, give it dark color. Go to Shape Outline, say No Outline. And then go to Rotate and say Flip Vertical and place this like this so that whatever gets processed gets collected here. Now, let us see how this whole thing looks. When I go to Slideshow, this is how the process is visualized. Now it is time for us to have something move from one stage to the next. So let us hit Escape button. To represent that object, I am going to use a simple square shape. Go to Auto Shapes Gallery. From rectangles, let us pick up the rectangle tool. Hold the Shift button down and draw a small square like this. Go to Shape Fill and give this a distinct color. Let us give this orange color. Go to Shape Outline and say No Outline. And let us place this so that it is right on top of the first belt. Let us give this a label. So go to Auto Shapes Gallery once again, pick up the text box tool and call this Stage 1. Let us make this bigger and then use a thicker font and place this above like this. And now we have the label available. Now we need to have this one enter the scene. So I'm going to select this object. Go to Animations and have this enter by Fly In animation, and it needs to fly in from top. You can see that that is how it enters the scene, and we need to have this bounce because you can see that this one vibrates. So we need to have bounce animation. So click on the animation event, go to Effect Options and add bounce end like this and say OK. Now that looks far more realistic. Right after that, we need to have the label happening. So let us select this and give this a simple wipe animation from left, and let us have this after previous. So when I go to Slideshow, you can see enters the scene and it is Stage 1. Excellent. Now the next step is for this to move from here to here, and it needs to happen with a simple line motion path animation. And then we need to have custom motion path that allows it to move like this. And while it happens, we need to have that spin and change its color. Let me do the steps and then I will explain what I'm doing. So let us select the object first. We need to add animation. So let us go to Add Animation and go to Motion Path Animation. Use lines and say this needs to be to the right. You can see from here, it goes all the way till this. We don't want that to happen. We need to have it end till here. So let us click on the end point, hold the Shift button down, and then click and drag from the end point so that this happens to be the end point of the first animation. And the next thing I'm going to do is to have it move from here to here so that it tumbles to Stage 2. To do that, once again, I'm going to add animation. Go to Motion Paths and use this one called as Custom Motion Path. Click on it and then have the starting point as the end point of the previous animation. So I'm going to click on that red dot and then click somewhere over here and then show that it ends over here. So I can double click on this and that ends the path. Can you see here? It comes here and then comes over here. Now we can always make adjustment to the way it falls by right clicking and using Edit Points option. You can see that this is fairly abrupt because of this corner point. So I'm going to have this as smooth point. So right click on that particular Bezier point and then say smooth point. Can you see here? It is far smoother now. And we are going to use these handles to make the movement look a lot more realistic. Now you can see that the path looks far more organic, and this needs to happen after previous. Can you see here? It moves from here to here and then it tumbles down. Now to represent the tumbling motion, I'm going to have spin animation done. So let us select the same object again. Go to Add Animation and go to Emphasis and say Spin Animation. So that is how the spin happens. We don't need a complete spin. We need just half spin. So let us go to Effect Options and say half spin. So that is sufficient for it to tumble from here to here. Now while it tumbles, it also changes its color. Why? It needs to represent transformation. So this orange color needs to transform into teal color to represent stage 2. So I'm going to select the same object again, go to add animation and say object color, and it needs to be in the teal color as I go to effect options and make the change. And this needs to happen with previous. Now let us make some adjustments to the duration and the timing. Now you can see that we have the first linear path animation. This is way too long. It is 2 seconds here. We need to have that to 1 second. Then right after that it falls over. For this also we need to give the same 1 second duration, and this happens after previous, as you can see. While it falls, we need the spin animation. So we are going to have the duration match. We are going to have this also as 1 second, and then this happens with previous. While it tumbles down with a spin, it needs to change color. So I'm going to select the next one, which is object color animation, and increase the duration to 1 second. Beautiful. Now as it falls to stage 2, we need to give this label. So let us select this, press Ctrl D, which is the shortcut for duplicate, and then move this duplicate over here to label stage 2 like this. Now let us go to slideshow to see what we have done so far. On a click, we have the fly-in animation where the object enters the scene. Right after that, we have a wipe animation for the first label. Then on a click, linear motion path. Then we have custom motion path. Along with that, we have a half spin and then change of color. And then we have given the label as stage 2. Now we need to adjust this position a little bit. We also need to ensure that this wheel is to the front. So I'm going to select this wheel, right click and bring it to front. And then we are going to move this to a different position like this. Now let us go to slideshow and see if everything is proper. Stage 1, and then it goes to stage 2 like this. Perfect. Now we need to show movement from stage 2 to stage 3. The usual labor-intensive way is to keep on adding more motion path animations and then keep changing the color. It can really be quite tedious. A much smarter way would be to reuse whatever animation that we have already done. So I'm going to reuse this object. Now let us observe what happens when I duplicate this object. Select this, Ctrl D, and let us move this over here and observe that all the animations that the previous one had are available for this duplicate as well, and that is going to save us a lot of time. Now this duplicate needs to be in the same color as the transformation that has happened. If you remember, the transformed color is teal, so I'm going to select this object, then go to Home, go to Shape Fill and give this the teal color, and this one is going to be at the same spot as the previous one. Can you see here? The earlier one came and stopped here, and this new one is now placed just at the same spot where the previous one ends. Now let us make some minor adjustments so that we have the position properly aligned. Excellent. Now let us go to slideshow and observe what really happens when I use it just this way. First entry, and then it goes to stage 2. All this is fine. Now observe what happens on a click. We actually expect this to move from here to here and then stumble onto stage 3, isn't it? Now observe what happens. On a click, we have the duplicate object enter the scene, and that object on a click stumbles onto stage 3. So we need to make a minor adjustment. Let me show you what that adjustment is. The first thing we need to do is to replace the fly-in animation to enter this duplicate slide. It doesn't have to dramatically enter the scene again. So I'm going to replace that fly-in animation with a simple appear animation. Now, where is that fly-in animation here? You can see that all these represent the animation attached to this, and the first one is the fly-in animation. You can see here. This needs to be replaced with appear. Now, I have selected this animation event, and if I make the change, only that animation event will change, and that is something which is very important for you to note. If you select this object here and manipulate the animation, then all the other animations will be lost. So please be careful. So I have selected this entry, which is in the fly-in animation, and replace it with a simple appear animation. Now let us go to slideshow and see what has happened. We have the movement from stage 1 to stage 2, and then we have the second one appear. It has already appeared. Now as I click, that object moves from here to stage 3. But then the problem is we can see that the first object still is remaining. So this needs to go, which means I need to end this animation with this thing disappearing. So I select this object, say add animation and say exit disappear, and this disappearing is going to happen right after all the animations happen in the first stage. So I'm going to move everything down and I'm going to place it over here and say after previous. So if you observe here, linear path, custom motion path, we have spin and the change color, and then we have label for stage 2, and right after that this one disappears and this one appears. So we are going to have this as with previous. So we have this replacement happening. Now when I go to slideshow, you can see that enters the scene, go to stage 2, and then the previous one disappears and the new one has appeared and the audience doesn't know the difference. Then this object goes to stage 3. Excellent. Now we are going to repeat the same process for stage 3 as well. But before that, this object needs to change its color to some other color than teal. So where is the animation for that? This one is the animation for object color. Instead of the teal color, it is going to change into this purple color. Now, as the second object reaches stage 3, we need to have the label happen. So I'm going to select this, press Ctrl D to create a duplicate, and I'm going to place the label over here and call this stage 3. And you can see that this completes the next set of animations. Now we need to show the movement from stage 3 into the bin. So I need to use the same object, press Ctrl D and then move it over here. We have already seen that this one changes its color to purple at the end of stage 2. So we need to have this duplicate object in the same purple color. Let us select that color. What are the animations associated with it? You can see the first one is it appears in the scene and then it moves from here to here and then all the other animations happen. So let us place this so that it corresponds with the end point of the previous animation. Now the other adjustment we need to do is after this object reaches this, it needs to disappear. So I need to select this, go to animations, go to add animation and say exit disappear, and this happens right after this label appears. So I'm going to select this and move right next to this label here and then say after previous, and then we have this one appear and then this goes on, and let us extend this a little further down so that it gets inside the bin, and we are going to have this bin to the front. So bring to front so that it gives the illusion that this has fallen into the bin. Now we have completed our animation. Now when I go to slideshow, I can give you the commentary and you will know what is happening. On a click, we have fly in animation, then wipe animation. Fairly easy. Then on a click, line, custom motion path, color change, spin, and then we have the label. That completes the next set of animations. Now what has happened behind the scene is this object which was in orange color, which moved from here to here, had disappeared and is now replaced by its duplicate which has appeared. Then on a click, linear motion path, custom motion path, then we have the other animations and it has come to stage 3. Once again, this object has disappeared and this duplicate object has appeared behind the scene. Then on a click, this falls into the bin and we have the animation finished. The one final adjustment is these wheels need to be brought to front. So I'm going to select this and this, right click and bring to front. The narration goes like this. Today we will go through the 3-step process that allows our product to go through 3 stages of transformation. The product in its first stage is this. Here I will explain about stage 1, and once my explanation is over, I click. This takes us to the next stage where the transformed object has these characteristics. Now I will give the explanation, and then on a click I say this goes to the 3rd stage which has these characteristics, and once the 3 stages are over, we will have the product stored and packaged. Can you see, custom animation allows you to tell a beautiful story. Let me give you some examples from our comprehensive all-in-one bundle, which shows how you can tell stories with custom animation. This template allows you to visualize 3 levels of effort. This is quite useful in a target setting meeting. On a click, we show that there is this mild effort or a poor effort, and you can see that the impact is not so much. Then on a click, we talk about the intermediate effort, which is better than the previous one, but then it is not enough to achieve the goal. Then we talk about the kind of effort required so that we can achieve our goal, and the details about that is written here. If you were to just talk it over, the impact may not be so much. This animated graphic allows you to tell your story with impact. Let us take another example. Here we talk about the concept of leap of faith. On a click, we set the scene. There is a gorge here, which represents risk. Then on a click, we talk about how the various people behave when they are faced with risk. Then we say, when most people stop in the face of danger, we took the leap of faith that allowed us to move forward and reach our target. Let us take another example. Here we talk about priming the pump. On a click, we show the metaphor, which is the pump. And then on a click, we show the initial action. Can you see here? There is action shown, but there is not much result. If you need to get results, you need to prime the pump. So what do you do for that? On a click, you can see that water is poured into the pump. Now when you do that and when you take action, you can talk about what priming the pump is. Here you can see the result happening. This is a sustained result. This can represent the concept of investment. You need to make your initial investment so that on an ongoing basis you would be able to get your returns. It can also talk about the need for adding your knowledge first so that you are able to get better results in your work. Let us go to the next example. Here we talk about time management best practices. We all have daily tasks which are like this. If you need to manage your time better, you need to label each of the tasks, assign priorities, and then sort your task based on the priority and then schedule your day. Can you see, with simple animation, we are able to tell some powerful stories. And all these are available as ready-made templates in our comprehensive all-in-one bundle. We have carefully designed each and every one of these 4,200 PowerPoint templates so that you are able to visualize any idea you have in your mind. So go ahead and check out more details about this product by clicking on the product link in the description box below the video. Come to this page, watch this video, and if you think that this is the right product for you, you can make a one-time purchase and use these templates for a lifetime. Finally, if you want to sign up to our free PowerPoint mini training, you can click on the link here. To watch our latest PowerPoint video in presentation process channel, click on the link here. If you like this video, please give this a like, share, and hit the subscribe button to get more of these videos. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.